What's up everybody, and today we are reacting to SCP-173, The Sculpture. This is by TheRubber. I went onto Discord and I was like, hey guys, what do you want me to react to today? I put a few options up there. I put Nuke's Top 5 horror thing, I put up SCP, I put up the Space Boot Camp, and there must have been like 50 people just straight away comment SCP, SCP, SCP. You guys are obsessed, and to be honest, I really like it. I just don't want my channel to be swamped with it, so I'm going to react to it. Maybe the last one for a while, though. Okay, guys? Let's compromise. Okay? But before we get started, as per usual, members, you're amazing. All of you, I couldn't do this without you. I honestly couldn't make videos every single day if it wasn't for you members, so thank you for supporting the channel as much as you do. Links down below to all the usual stuff: Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website, merch, my second channel, which if you haven't been watching the D&D on the second channel yet, go watch it. My podcast, which is popping, and my Twitch stream where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But for now, let's shut up. Let's react to some The Sculpture, SCP-173.
Then John heard the worst sound any human being had ever heard, a sneeze, coming from 6 inches behind his head. For a second, John remembered an episode of Mythbusters he had seen before being arrested, before coming here, where they tested to see if someone could sneeze with his eyes open. And yep, he never saw the end. There was a sick, wet thud, a horrible ripping sound, and a scream that ended too quickly. John didn't even have a chance to turn around and look over. Hello everybody, I'm the—
What was that start? What was that? That was the weirdest start to any video I think I've ever seen.
TheRubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation Euclid class object, SCP-173. SCP-1...
Before we get started into the main part, I will leave a link for the original video down below. Please go and send some love over there, like their video, subscribe to them, and all that good stuff.
173 is animate and extremely hostile. It moved to the SCP Foundation in 1993, but its origins are unknown to this day. SCP-173 is constructed from concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon brand spray paint. SCP-173 is completely still while in an organism's field of vision, only moving when it isn't being watched, even if the observer simply blinks or barely looks off the object. Just when the observer blinks, SCP-173 will make a grindstone sound and move forward a short distance quickly.
What is that face? What is that face?
Despite the fact that it is a statue, SCP-173 can move fast enough to travel several feet in the time it takes for the human eye to reopen after blinking. It can literally move faster than the blink of an eye. It will advance towards its target until it is in range, then snaps its victim's neck. Object is reported to attack by snapping the neck at the base of the skull, or...
It looks like it just wants a hug. Maybe it just wants a hug.
by strangulation. SCP-173 is apparently strong enough to snap the neck of a fully grown man almost...
The guy's stacked!
...instantly, although exactly how it does this is unknown. However, the creature is rendered completely immobile for as long as it's in an organism's sight. Therefore, personnel assigned to enter container are instructed to alert one another before blinking. Personnel report sounds of scraping stone originating from within the container when no one is present inside.
That's really
However,
weird.
This is considered normal. The reddish-brown substance
super normal. Yeah, really normal.
On the floor is a combination of feces and blood, but
Disgusting.
So far, the source of these materials is still unknown. And due to the increasing amount of reddish-brown material, its enclosure must be cleaned on a bi-weekly basis.
What is this? What is this?
Constructed of concrete and rebar, SCP-173 is incredibly durable, able to hold itself in a fight against SCP-682. SCP-682 is a massive reptilian beast with almost unlimited regenerative powers that is widely considered the most adaptive and durable SCP the Foundation contains. If you want to know more about SCP-682, you can click on this video in the
Look at this guy down here. This lizard guy.
upper right corner. Back to 173. So the Foundation personnel arranged a battle with 682 in order to test the durability of 173. And from that day on, it inspires great fear in 682. because SCP-173 is an extremely dangerous object, hence is to be kept in a locked container at all times. When personnel must enter SCP-173's container, no fewer than 3 may enter at any time, and the door is to be relocked behind them. At all times, 2 persons must maintain direct eye contact with SCP-173 until all personnel have vacated and relocked the container. And
that's really weird. That's really weird. It's creepy. This guy's creepy. He's cute but creepy. Why is he got a red mark like that?
Now, probably the scariest thing is that 173 seems to have started its reproduction. Here's one of the recordings of personnel's in 173's containment. "What are you looking at?" John Avery, presently known as D5933, shouted at the other D-Class personnel in the cell. "SCP-173, what are you looking at?" came the reply. This worried John, as he was staring intently at SCP-173, and the other D-Class personnel was standing behind John, facing the other direction. Then, John heard the worst sound any human being had ever heard, a sneeze, coming from 6 inches behind his head. For a second,
so when he sneezed, he couldn't see, and when he couldn't see, he snapped his neck. I get it.
John remembered an episode of Mythbusters he had seen before being arrested, before coming here.
I get it.
SCP-173 appeared to multiply, producing 2 identical copies.
What?
2 D-Class personnel were killed. It is unknown how this process occurred. Each instance of SCP-173, now labeled SCP-173-1 and SCP-173...
It looks like my head's on top of the SCP. Look, I am the SCP.
3-2 is to be moved to individual cells, each following original containment procedures. In Addendum 2, it was noted down that a second multiplication event occurred. SCP-173-1 through 4 are to be each contained as per original containment procedures. Objects reclassed as Keter. And in the Addendum 3, at least 61 copies of SCP-173 are as of now unaccounted for.
What?
It is unknown how they replicated so fast, or how they replicate at all.
If he's concrete though, why not like... Oh, this is the thing with this whole like secure, contain, protect. Why don't they just kill them? If they've got one of them and they multiply and kill the rest, well, it's concrete. You'd have to dispose of it however you dispose of concrete, but get rid of them. Just get rid of them. You've got one of them that you can look after and experiment on. Just get rid of the rest. That's what I think is probably the most wise idea.
Evidence of the containment breach shows multiple instances of SCP-173 working in unison across multiple cells to achieve the breach. Most of the instances still in captivity appear to have formed a rear guard, blocking Foundation agents from pursuing other instances. It is theorized that SCP-173 has a hive intelligence, where
Look at, what is this picture? What am I reacting to, guys? What has this come to? What am I doing? Who are these things? Look at the picture on my screen. Why am I doing this? Oh, what is this?
Intelligence scales with number of nearby copies. SCP-173 has caused a breach of secrecy for the SCP Foundation. Estimates at this time are roughly 500,000 civilian deaths across North America in the last 48 hours due to SCP-173, and hundreds of thousands of sightings and pieces of video evidence. Major television news programs have obtained video of SCP-173 and are providing instructions for avoiding instant death. And following saturation nuclear bombing on number of SCP-173 instances has been reduced. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have you ever heard or encountered any paranormal event? Let us know in the comment below. We will draw your story and share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe.
Yeah, definitely go over there and like the videos and stuff. Guys, that is probably the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. It's funny and it's creative, but it's ridiculous. The thing looked like some sort of stuffed bear with a weird mark on its face, but it's made of concrete. It'll give you a hug and snap your neck if you're not looking at it. And it duplicates itself. And then there was more of them that formed a rear guard and they started communicating like hives. And then there was a nuclear... What is going on? This is weird, guys. I don't think I can react to more SCP things without my mind just turning to mashed potato. Alright? I think we're going to end reacting to SCP for at least a week. for at least a week. Let me know in the comments down below and like this video if you want me to carry on reacting to this crazy stuff. You guys seem to love it. And that is actually kind of funny. And to be honest, if I wasn't reacting to it, I probably sat on that couch right over there watching it myself. So there it is. Members, you're amazing. I love you. I couldn't do this without you. Links down below to all the usual stuff. Instagram, Discord, Twitter, website, merch. My second channel, my podcast, and my Twitch stream where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Until next time, guys. I love you all. Goodbye.